dreadful trouble with my cats. He's on the tripod. Hang on. Hi FlossTube. My name is Emily. This is Eric. This is Clive. We're here to do our first FlossTube. Which, this is our fourth start. We're doing really well, aren't we boys? He's an absolute monkey. He's at the tripod. He's been in the living room for about a week now because I've been plucking up the courage to do this. He's not been near it. Now he's decided he's going to teeth on all the little joints to make the legs long. Anyway, hi. I've probably already said it. I can't remember where I even am now. My name is Emily. I am almost 44. I live in the UK. You can tell by my very silly, very English voice. I'm sorry. But I've been wanting to do FlossTube for ever such a long time now because I want to show my stuff. I want to show my work. I want to keep a record of what I'm doing. So basically what I'm doing today is I'm going to show you he's eating he's at the edge of one of my Adas. I'm going to try not to look. What I want to show you today is my full coverage pieces and my long dog samplers. I absolutely love long dog samplers. I just love them. I'm clearly a big piece person, so like I think almost everybody in the community, I jumped on Pandemic. It flashed up on Jan Hicks's, somebody put it up on Jan Hicks's Facebook group, and I didn't even read. I just saw, has everybody seen this? And I clicked the link, went straight through, downloaded it, safe onto my phone, 2 minutes. Then I went back and read the post, and anyway, what a wonderful gift from Jules. She's absolutely amazing. I've bought a lot of her patterns anyway, so I'm thrilled to bits to have Pandemic and to be able to get on and do it. Oh my god, I don't know what the cat is eating down there. I'm sorry. We have a lot of ambient noise in the house. I have a lot of animals in the living room with me. We have big fish tank, small fish tank, 3, 4, 5 vivariums. You'll meet the snakes, or maybe not. I don't know, people are a bit funny about snakes. Anyway, we have a house full. The kitten's the naughty one, by far. Oh, I don't know what he's doing. Anyway, so, also, I'm taking part. I had all my pieces of paper ready, and I've now lost them, of course. I'm going to be taking part in Full Coverage Fanatics Bingo, the July Bingo sale. The idea is that you either pick a line, pick a diagonal, do 1,000 stitches. If you're counting, I count, so I'm counting, on each prompt. As you can see, I have done one. It being the 3rd of July, I've done 2 days and I've done 2 bits so far. Oh, the cat's eating something. Who knows? So I'm going to show you my full coverage pieces. I'm going to show you my long dog samplers. Should we start with the long dogs? Right, first long dog. I took such a long time to decide which long dog to do. Floss was easy, floss was immediate. Jan Hicks, my favourite. She is my favourite. I'm sending love to you, Jan, if you ever see this. This is Kittens on the Tripod. I apologise. Get off it, Eric! This is Mrs. Sada's Silk, Darling, and it is darling. It is a turquoise, it is green. Go and look at Jan's Shades of Gold if you need to see it more closely. I saw it, I bought it, I love it. It is amazing to stitch with, unbelievably. It's slick, I'm going to try and do something with this because he has knocked it off. I'm going to have to sit further down in the seat, I think. Right, anyway. So, the floss was an easy choice. The fabric, not so much. Oh, that's showing really well. I dyed this myself. It is, I think it is 28 count Laguna, which makes it Murano or something. Anyway, this is where I've got to. I'm going to try and... oh, I hope it's good as a bit. There we are. Hopefully you can see all of it there. I now see all the people that struggle to show their work because it's hard. So I've breached across several pages. I've finished page 1 and page 2. Page 3 is nearly done, and here is that bit, that gorgeous fox and my naughty flamingo, my naughty flamingo, and then this raven. Oh my goodness me, the raven. That is full coverage stitching. He took forever, absolutely forever. And there's my pilgrim. I love it, I absolutely love it. It's going to fit right in here. I am turquoise, I am purple, I am blue. This is the colour scheme of the house. You'll see the theme occur over, and anything I get to pick the colours on, you'll see the same theme. So, bit of trouble with shipping at the moment with Mrs. Sadis, but oh my goodness, you'll not regret it. You will not regret it. It is... I could eat it, but you know, I won't. Pilgrim. That's the first one I started. It took me forever to pick and choose it. I hummed and hawed and chose this and chose that. The rest of them, I've just fallen like a pack of cards. Just one after another. So, next one is nearly finished. It's so close to a finish. Right, like most people in the UK, I was furloughed due to Corona on the 23rd of March. So, I work for a lovely little company, but we've only got 8 staff, 2 owners. I have literally got a dream job. I paint all day, I screen print, I have bad cats. It is an amazing job. It's a local... Boys! Stop it! Stop it! Clive's not really forgiven me for the kitten yet. He didn't speak to me for a week and a half, but we're getting there. Eric's just teenage and he's being very naughty. Okay, so the day I knew I was going on furlough, I bought a pattern and picked my colours. I pulled, that's his tail thumping, if you can hear that. He is cross. But he's with me, I have moral support. So I picked straight away quilts. Here is my quilts. It took me 16 days. I haven't done the back stitch. I need to do the back stitch. It needs to be done, it needs to be framed. But here is my quilts. So the colours I chose were just things I pulled from my stash. We've got anchors, we've got some of the given DMCs, some anchor. There's a couple of weeks. There is dungarees, which is a Classic Colourworks, I think. No, it might be a Gentle Arts. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's the blue is dungarees. And there we go. I had to reorder floss very quickly. 16 days of stitching. Now, if you like a good colourful one, then here's a really nice one to do. I love it. Absolutely loved it. That is on a 28 count mushroom Laguna. I bought this to do a Celtic lady on, so it was a fat quarter. Yeah, Celtic ladies. I'm not ready for a Celtic lady yet. I probably am, but I've got enough on already. I want to do all 4 Celtic ladies, the 4 seasons. I might not have even said yet, I've got 4 children. I've got 3 big girls and my little boy. Actually, they're all quite big now. My big girl is 17 and a half. The artwork behind is all hers. She's very talented in a way that I can never be. She can paint, oh, she's amazing. She wants to be a lawyer. She is studying hard for her A-levels, which in the UK is the gap between finishing school at 16 and university at 18 and a half-ish. So she's in that gap in the middle, doing 2 years of her A-levels, and then hopefully she's going to get a place to do law at university. She's a very good girl. My middle daughter is 14 and she draws. Studio Ghibli, manga, that sort of thing. She's got a very definite style. She's very talented. She's 14. Brilliant. And a lot of the little things that I might be showing you at some point she makes. She helps me out. She's brilliant. And my little daughter is just 12 and she's the animal person. She's one of those wonderful, happy-go-lucky. She's just wonderful. And my little boy is 8, just turned 8 a couple of weeks ago. And he's great. Absolutely wonderful. Yep. So, then I saw Anzac. Now, I ordered straight away fabric and floss to do Anzac with, and my order got lost. It turned up in the end, we sorted it, I got it in the end, but it was a bit of a muddle up, and, excuse me, so I had a couple of weeks where I was waiting for my Anzac to come. So I had a bit of a knee jerk and I started Dilemma. Let me find Dilemma. My fingers, I know it's not allowed. I'm in my house, I haven't been out for days. Dilemma. Now, the whole point of Dilemma is that you're given a frame and 16 pictures, and the dilemma is which 9 do you pick to put in there? Yeah, right. I love you, Jules. I love your patterns. There's no way in hell I'm only stitching 9 of these. So my idea is, how can I make it fit? How can I make the frame fit? All 16. Obviously you make the frame bigger. So I had some floppy old, there goes Eric, I had some, straight down onto my stitching, I had some floppy old fabric lying around and I had some rayon. Don't do it. Don't ever do it. Don't buy the rayon. Here. Everything is wrong with this. It's 32 count, it's lovely, but look, that's the square, that's the bottom square, so it's rectangular, so my squares would have been rectangles. This rayon, although absolutely beautiful, it's got a lovely shine to it. I tell you what, my colours are showing up so true in here. Absolutely lovely. Oh my god, you can't stitch with it. You put in 3 stitches and it goes poof. The end's like a dandelion. I have a really bad kitten down here. It's making Clive swear. I'm sorry. He's very sweary. He says a lot of bad words. He swears so we don't have to. Eric is being bad. Go away. So obviously I sacked this. I had to. It was terrible. So I restarted that. This is Ez needle minder that I've made from something my middle daughter made me. Look, he's a little dragon. You'll see my dragons in a bit. A little dragon and drinking from the coffee cup. Isn't he wonderful? There it is. That's my restart. So I've made the first square. This is on a really lovely 36 count. I'm really not managing very well staying shut, I'm sorry. 36 count. This is a Lakeside Needlecraft special. It's printed, so the back is white and the front is granite. And I am using silk. No more rayon, no more rectangles. I have a square and I have silk. Now, this is a Karen Water Lily. I'm going to check before I get it wrong. Oh my god, there's some there. So, in here is, yes, Karen Water Lily 144 pomegranate. It is, he's such a bad kitten. That's my big frame falling over. It is beautiful. It is coral. It is orange. It goes slightly down into brown. I love it. And then for the inside, I'm going to fill in with my next. Okay, Eric, you are being a pain in the butt. with my next favourite. I know, isn't he horrid? Isn't he a bad kitten? I know, old sweary boy. Don't swear at me. Say hello to the nice ladies. And gents, maybe. I don't know. Eric's being such a pest. These are Dinky Dyes. It's called Mystic Pool. I can read. It's called Mystic Pools. It is purple. It looks slightly grey there. It is the darkest varying purple, slightly verging into grey. It is beautiful and it feels... Ooh. Anyway, so there's my dilemma. And of course my dilemma is making the frame full size to fit all 16 pictures in. He's back. Boys, knock it off. Oh, now he's having a dizzy crazy. So there's going to be like everywhere. And then my Anzac turned up. I'm just getting out my silks from the Anzac. More Dinky Dyes. More Lakeside Needlecraft. It's still in a Q-snap. Or passes for a Q-snap in the UK. So, here is Anzac. Here is where I am. I couldn't do the back thing, so I've done a couple of little butterflies. One lady, oh, it's brilliant. She's put a little Joey in a little pouch, so that might be going in there. I'm not sure yet. So, I've not done much past there. Just a little bit down past there. There we go. Again, this is 36 count over 1. Make my floss go further because it's all kind of expensive. Just starting the big spider here. Where's the picture? Oh my god, he's eating my silk with a needle on it. Eric, get off my pandemic. That is not for you. God, he is literally eating my silk. Which is truly not allowed. Okay. Anyway, here's Anzac. Australians and New Zealanders love a cross stitch, and everybody else loves it too, and it is amazing. I can't wait to get to all the big things. I especially want to do this big shark here. I love him. I have such a bad kitten. I'm so sorry. This is going to be so choppy and rubbish. Bear with me. Anyway, here's my Anzac. Here's where I am so far. So this is Down Under Blues, this navy blue, and I cleaned out Kate at Lakeside with it. I cleaned her out, I bought all of it. And then I realised that I probably wasn't going to have enough to finish it. So this up here, which is going to be all the border around the edges and the things that touch the bubbles, is blue grouper. Grouper? Blue grouper. I figure it's a fish, perhaps? Another Dinky Dye. I love them. Here. Here's the two colours. So that's my Down Under Blues. And that's my blue grouper. So, middle bits, anything around the edges. I will put a few, stop swearing Clive, a few bits around the edges will also be the blue, but nothing in the circles will be the green. So I'm getting on with that one. And then we had a pandemic. Everyone's shown it, everyone's seen it, I think everybody must have downloaded it. Please go and buy patterns from her too, they are amazing. There's big ones, there's huge ones, there's, you know, easy ones, there's ones you can take bits from. Don't let this be your only long dog. Go buy a pattern from her too, because honestly, she truly deserves it. Here's Pandemic, we've all seen it, it is mega stitching. Such a big pattern. Okay, so it's on the Q-snap. I've not done very much yet, but it is on its Q-snap. I've just joined the 24 hours cross stitch group, and hopefully I'm going to try and put 24 hours of work into this in July. Clive, please stop swearing. Eric, leave his tail alone. Probably. Hey! Hey! That's not the... Don't go for me! I am not the baddie here. He is the baddie. You've got to get on with the programme. He lives here. Can't help it that he's bad. please excuse my old sweary pussycat. As I say, he'll be 20 at Christmas. Eric will not. Stop it, you're being bad now. Alright, he's being a bit ferocious now. Let's go and give him to somebody, but then I'm going to wake somebody up. Everyone in the house is asleep. It is 9 o'clock in the morning, but the kids haven't been at school for 3 months. This is how our days run now, so I thought I'm going to take my chance while I can, try and get something recorded. Finally, I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And I've got cat craziness. So, the floss was easy. I went straight to Mrs. Sadus. I'm a heathen. It's in a ball. This is hydrangea. It's squishy. This is hydrangea. It is, when you're doing it 1/2, it is palest pastel, but it is purple, it is green, it is, it's amazing. I bought it, I'm a knitter. I haven't even said. I do everything except paint, because I can't do this. Never, I can't do it. My painting's like, no, I'm a knitter. But now I'm a cross stitcher. A hydrangea. It's showing slightly bright, I'd say. It's slightly more of a muted purple. Anyway, and I bought a piece. A lovely lady at Patchwork Rabbit in the UK cut me a fat quarter with an extra 16th on it. He is biting my fabric of Picture This Plus Tidal. Now, I can't get, it's very hard to get Picture This Plus fabrics in the UK, very hard. I have ordered from 123 Stitch, and you pay duty when it comes into the country. I knew this, but I wasn't expecting the Royal Mail to charge me a fee to process the duty. It was very expensive. I've got patterns, I've got lots of other things to show, but I'm not going to do that today because this is going to be super long as it is, because I've got cats and lots of other things to show, and I'm still only on my last long dog. Here we are. Here is, oh, it looks good. This is Tidal, by the way, 40 count Tidal. I'm doing it 1/2 with my hydrangea, and I'm going to have to pop out the screen there. There, that's my start. And as I say, I'm going to try and do 24 hours in July. I think that's how it works. I'm not entirely sure. I popped up on their Facebook this morning and said, is this how it works? But here, I love it. It's so, and it looks like, this looks to me like lace almost. It's pastel on pastel. I've seen a lot of very striking, a lot of bold choices. I'm in the pandemic group, I was one of the first to join. But everybody's doing their own spin on it, and there are some amazing out there. Some people have done like 2.5 pages already, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm a fan. I consider myself quite a fast stitcher. I'm a two-hander. I'm a up, down, stitcher. So I consider myself quite a quick stitcher. I can knock out 2,000 stitches a day. No bother, unless it's heavy confetti, in which case it's about 300 stitches a day. But it's just wrecking the joint now. So that's everything in there, and that's my pandemic. Now, full coverage fanatics, who I were found through Sarah the Stitching Mummy, who I adore. She was the first FlossTube I ever watched. I'll cover all the backstory. If I ever make another one of these carnage things, I will cover how I got into this and how I found you guys. I've only been stitching in earnest for about 1.5 years, so yeah, I've got a lot of projects for 1.5 years, and I'm only showing you the long dogs and the full coverages today. So this is what I'm going to try. I'm going for blackout. That's my style. That's who I am. I'm a, why do one line when you can do the whole lot? Why do 9 on Dilemma when you can stretch it out to 16? That's me. Anyway, my first ever second piece of cross stitch I started after I found FlossTube. That just tells you everything you need to know about me, to be honest. What's that? That's not needed. Right. Look, I've prepped, did all my pictures. Let me find it. My first aid, first thing I started. Treasure hunt bookshelf, what else would you start with? I mean really, honestly, what else would you start with? Something you'll never got a hope in hell of finishing. Right, a bit of slippage. So, here it is. It's pretty measly. There we are, that's all I've done. But I'm hoping that with 2 or 3 of the prompts here, I'm going to get a couple of thousand stitches on it, get it back on my frame, and hopefully get motoring on it, because I love it. And this is pretty pathetic start really, isn't it? There's not a lot going on there. Anyway, so there's that one. Right. Oh, I've got massive slippage going on here. Right, next I'm just going to go through my pile now. The next one I've got here, this is a story keep. This is what I should have started with. Obviously this is what I should have started with. Now, it's another Haid. Let's see if it's a story keep, it's a Haid. And it's by... Excuse us, we are swearing. It's called Fragile, and it's these gorgeous dragons. Kirsten Mills, I love her artwork. I must have 8 maybe of her patterns. Just waiting. Yeah, 3, 4 of them are in process. Okay boys, enough's enough. They're not going to listen to me. Here we go. This is bad. He's floppy. Has anybody else had one of these kittens? Oh, he's not doing it just now. Normally when you pick him up, look, he doesn't hold tone. You can kind of bundle him up to a little kitten. Well, Clive swears. Never used such language before. Anyway, here's where I got to. So what I'm thinking of doing with this one is anytime I can't meet a prompt and you take a forfeit, I'm going to do my forfeit stitches on this, and I'm hoping that I'll get it done. I'm still a few DMC short, but everywhere's open now, so I can go and get odds skeins from Hobbycraft. At least you can get DMC in their product and nothing else really. Actually, they do stock some Satsuma Street, which I'm very pleased about. But so here we are. I started this on my birthday last year, but I stitched on it for that many stitches and didn't give in. It just got put to one side because other stuff comes along. You know the drill. Next one. I don't know what he's doing now. Is Mini Autumn's Promise. It's a mini, and it's this little dragon again, and he is wonderful. Oh, isn't he gorgeous? So this is quite far on because I've done a lot of the background. I have not ironed it. I'm so sorry. I had to go and drag it out of the box this morning over 2 sleeping people. My boy still sleeps in bed with us sometimes, so 2 sleeping people had to clamber over. Here we are. There is where I've got to. Some branch. All of this is finished. So all of this area here is stitched. The gaps don't start until you get to these leaves here and down this branch here, and obviously there's a few stitches to finish in the dragon himself and the end of his tail. Right, I'm going to have to do something with my cats. Clive, I know you're being brilliant with moral support, but isn't he just squinky darling? Oh, I just love him. This is on 18 count Ada, I think. As you can see, I didn't grid. I didn't know to grid. Oh, there's all this shrapnel on it. You should have said. I'm so disorganised. I tried so hard not to be disorganised. There we go. That's where I am with him. Obviously, I have, well, I had 4 Q snaps, but I've given one to my mum. No. Start again. I live in Cumbria, top of England. Just before we tip over, we are about, as the crow flies, about 15 miles from the Scottish border. So it's raining. So poor old Clive is now sitting outside the front door in the rain, and Eric is sitting the other side of the door crying for him. We might get some peace. I don't know. Oh, now instead of Clive you have a Connects jellyfish. Yeah, my house is full. We're good candidates for hoarding programmes. Right, okay. Now my next full coverage piece is the key. Again, artwork by Kirsten Mills. Again, it's a Haid. There it is. Brick wall, key, purple dragon. Right up my street. Now, I made a mistake. Boy did I make a mistake. Rookie mistake. I started this. It's a huge piece. It is 349 by 504. Full coverage. What am I thinking? Anyway, I started it on 20 count. 20 count. This is less than 3%. And you can see what happened to it. There it is. Coverage. I didn't know any better. I did it 2 over 1. If I'd have done 1 strand, I'd have been happy. I'd have motored on with it. Look at it. Can you see how thick it is? Can you see the texture of this? I couldn't cope. I couldn't see it. I couldn't make neat stitches. It was driving me berserk. I restarted. Now, here is my restart. So, after struggling on 20 count, what do you think I did? I went 14 count. This thing is going to be a wall hanging. It is huge, absolutely enormous. There's no way I can show it in its entirety here. So, here is where I've got to. Comes my dragon. There he is. That's me up on my tiptoes. My 14 count key. Isn't he just lovely? So, piece of fabric runs to here. I'm a 2-inch border person, as you can see. I take no prisoners. This is going to be finished as a wall hanging, so I've 2 inches around the sides, more than enough for me. And here, let me fold him up just a little bit. This is hard, isn't it, doing these? I know I talk a lot, I know my voice is awful, but here we go with my little dragon. There he is, showing just a little bit darker. I think it struggles a bit with the purples here. But 14 count, 2 strands, I am happy with that coverage. Even the black isn't too bad. I've had to sub in some étoile out of stock, 3799 out of stock. What do? You buy an étoile instead and shove it in there. I don't mind. It's become all the same, isn't it? That few stitches on that big piece, a little bit of sparkle, never mind. Not quite all my Haids. One more. Now what have I done with my pictures? And then, for reasons absolutely unknown, some lady on Facebook wish had written your name down so I could totally blame you for it. Thank you very much, I'm not blaming you at all, it was brilliant. I saw this. Bountiful bookshelf. Oh my crikey, look at that. It is amazing. It's an Amy Stewart. How many of us have got an Amy Stewart on the go? How many of us are ever going to honestly finish an Amy Stewart? This one is bigger than the Treasure Hunt. It is 700 by 500. I bought, I think this is 16 count. I don't think it's 18 count. And here is my start. Just the first book, the little fairies are starting to emerge. There's a little girl standing here. So with the bingo, I'm going to work my way along to some of the prompts. I've got some in this book and I've got some in this book, so I can work down and then do my 1,000 stitches on, because I want to do my stitches on the piece, on the thing. Here is the size. This is going to be that big by, so it's the full width of the fabric by a metre. It's enormous. It's a forever project. But I'm going to work it out, do as much as I can. Right, I shall deal with that later. Now I've got my full coverage pieces that aren't Hayes. First off, make sure we've all got one of these on the go. Shooting Star, Carolyn Manning Designs. Wow. How many people have gone on to buy one and bought about 6? I've now bought 4 patterns from her. But they're amazing. So, here's my Shooting Star. You'll note, rubbish key, too small, too thick, same fabric, reusing it. Here we are, so this is 20 count. I'm doing it over 1, obviously the full DMCs, and here is my progress on that one. I've got my lovely QE2 on there, and that is where I'm at. I got 1,000 stitches in day before yesterday, which for full coverage fanatics, for the, it's not even a needle joined onto that, cat's probably eaten it, sorry, cut the top of my head off. 2 full coverage pieces left, and I'll do the easiest one first. This is from Creatively Stitching on Etsy. It's a Mandy Manzano. As far as I can tell, she gives her full credit. She says in her blurb that she is allowed by the artist and pays the artist for her to use her designs. Here is Ariel. She's the only Disney princess. Not true. I like Merida as well. But having had 3 small girls, we've done Disney. Luckily, we missed Frozen. I love the film. It's all the shrapnel, it's all the stuff that comes with it, all the merch. I'm not a merch girl, but this Ariel, oh my, I saw it, I had to have it. It's a paper pattern, doesn't work in Pattern Keeper. It's hard going, but I love it. So I should be able to get quite a few prompts. Please have my needle minder. That's what he was biting. That's what he's had away. The needle minder's gone. Blooming kitten. I'll have to find that later. It's a lovely one as well. Anyway, here we are. That's where I've got to. She is absolutely beautiful. This is definitely 16 count Ada, because I bought the piece of 14 count and the piece of 16 count. Can you see the kitten holes? Can you see the kitten bite holes on the side there? Oh my god. So there we go. I think I've got just a couple of stitches left to fill in her face. Yes, a couple in the top of her hair. And then, so I've got, in the full coverage fanatics, there's several good prompts. Oh, I've buried it. There's several good prompts. There's ocean, there's mermaids, there's things that live in the sea, I think. There's quite a few I can use. Beach, ocean. Last piece today. It's in my work project bag. This is the one that comes to work with me, so it's old and it's flippy. and I just pulled this out. So it is as you see it. Give me a second. Now this one comes from mybobbin.com and it's called Ship in Trees. You see a theme with me. I love blue, I love ships. I worked in the Merchant Navy before I had my kids. I worked for Shell on great big oil and gas tankers, and stupidly I didn't cross stitch. I took patchwork, I took knitting. What was I thinking? I didn't cross stitch at the time. Anyway, there's a lot of years of stitching. I'd have got one of these bloody bookshelves finished if I'd have had one at sea with me. Except I'd have run out of DMC halfway, then not been able to get any more. So anyway, here we are. This is Ship in Trees, which I loved. I like mybobbin.com. I did a lovely order from them. I did 4 or 5 PDFs and 3 kits, and they came like that, wrapped beautifully. Now I'm doing this. This is my sleepy time stitching or my lunchtime stitching. Whenever my eyes are tired. So I should have ironed this. I'm so sorry. This is 25 count Lugana 2/2. So this works out at 12.5 count. And to be honest, I think this just goes to show that you can do a full coverage piece on anything. It's got a few half stitches at the top here, just to give it some depth, which I think works really well. There we go. Here's my Ship in Trees. Again, it's a paper pattern, so it's slightly slower going. I love it. And that, guys, is all my full coverage pieces and all my hay. My hay's my full coverages and my long dogs. Yeah. So, what have I got left to show? Sorry, I've wandered off. I've got goodies. I wandered off. I wanted to show you my... Oh, it was here. One more thing, because it's right here. Here is my acceptance. Oh, a small piece. Look, I can put it up in the camera and it shows. Here is my acceptance, Bendy Stitchy, who I adore and watch prolifically every week. Get 2 fixes from her every week and she's lovely. Here is the acceptance chart. I love it. It's going to work with me. No one will get it there, but I love it. I've just got the words and I think a rose. Just one rose. I reused the floss in quilts, so I've got to go and get it out of my quilts bag and finish that off. Change the letters just a little bit, but I love it. This is on a piece of Picture This Plus. Why am I talking about that? I'm sorry, I skip around a lot. That was one of the pieces. No, that wasn't. I'm talking nonsense. Anyway, if you've made it this far to the end of my first scattered, chaotic, I don't know how much editing I can do, I don't know how well the volume is sounding. Obviously I'm not a pro, I've not got a microphone. I have a kitten, but I don't have a microphone. I'm using our old Sony video camera, you know, like there's Eric, like we all used to have. Come here, buddy. Come and say bye-bye to these nice people. Look, floppy cat. How strange. My other cats have had tone. He's lovely though. Inside cat just yet. We're going to the vets on Monday for injections. I know he's huge to have not even had injections, but he's not been out of the house. We were in lockdown. The vets was closed. He's gorgeous. Here's my kitten. I can't believe I've had the moral support of my cats while I've done this. Finally done this. I've been trying to do it for months, literally months, but I've got like no guts and I'm scattered, and just to find all of this stuff and collate it all together has been hard work. Getting peace and quiet in my house. My coffee's gone cold, excuse me. Right. If you've made it to the end of this, I don't know how much I can edit out of it. I think it's pretty scattered. Hopefully I can edit some of it out because I got up and went to the door and... Right. Goodies. I've decided if I'm going to do these, and I'm going to do them, and be brave, I figure no one's going to watch them. At least it's a good way of thinking that nobody's going to watch it. But if anybody does, would you like a gift? I'm not, obviously, I have 2 here. So if more than 2 people watch it and leave me a little comment, I will do a lucky dip. But every time, I promise, every time I do a FlossTube, I will give away something that, because it's no skin off my nose, I'll post worldwide. UK's pretty good with postage actually. I can post to the US or to Australia for under £4, which is pretty good, really. So, I do make needle minders. I do make project bags. We're making counting pins. My middle daughter is making me things to turn into counting pins. How gorgeous is she? But I am not here to plug what I make and sell. If you like my stuff, you'll find my stuff. I am here to show you my stitching. But I will give a little bit away. What is that? Don't like looking at that. Anyway, so I have got Christmas in July, which I'm not doing because I'm doing everything else, but I have a needle minder, a Christmas postbox with some Christmassy birds and some snow, and I have, because I have so many dragons, you sense the theme, I have a dragon's eye, but these are how I do. You go, obviously neodymium, can't say it, magnets. They're super duper strong. But, so there's 2 up for grabs, either dragon or Christmas. If you want them, if you want one, just pop me a little comment. Let me know how badly I did. God, I'm so sorry. Hopefully, what I want to do is a whip parade, because you've seen these. Hopefully you've seen me going, the cat here and swearing there, and sorry about that. This is still only my first cup of coffee of the day. It's stone cold. So hopefully I'll have the guts. This has actually been a little easier than I thought it was going to be. Start was a bit disjointed. We had a couple of bloopers at the beginning, like false starts, so I may or may not hop them on at the end if we can work out how to cut and splice. My partner Robin is amazing. He's a woodworker. Oh, he makes frames. One of his frames right here. Let me show you. I mean, look at this. All those pieces you can't get frames for because they're odd sizes, odd shapes. He makes these in the shed just there in my garden. He makes frames. Anyway, that's just one of his. As I say, we'll get there. At the moment, our Etsy thing, because we're a family group that does stuff, isn't quite there yet, so I'm not pushing, I'm not shoving, I'm not going, come and buy my stuff. I'll give away a little bit, and every time I do a FlossTube I'll give away something, whether it's one of my little needle minders or here's one of my little project bags. Bears in pants, obviously. Obviously I'm making them for me at the moment. I hope to make more. But I'm in the UK, so I don't know how many people in the UK buy things from other people in the UK, or people abroad feel confident buying from the UK, but our postage system here is pretty good. Pandemic, you know, making allowances, but it's pretty good. So yeah, I think I'm done. Number 1, check. Hopefully I'll be back in a week and a half, 10 days maybe, and we'll see. We will see. Thank you so much if you've made it to the end. Excellent. If you'd like to enter to win my little needle minders, dragon or Christmas, drop me a wee line, let me know how I did. I bet it was terrible. I'm so sorry. But I'm so pleased I've got through it, you know? Okay. See you next time. Bye bye.